France, 1792. The French Revolution is in full swing. King Louis XVI still sits on the throne, but monarchy is under threat. Revolutionary ideals, liberty, equality, fraternity, reshaping society, tearing apart the old hierarchies. The country is divided, the neighbouring powers are nervous. Austria and Prussia are watching closely, concerned that revolutionary fervour might spread beyond France's borders. Civil unrest grows, and the new French armies must rise quickly to defend the nation. From this turmoil, the stage is set for radical change, war, internal upheaval, and the rise of a leader who could reshape Europe. Napoleon Bonaparte. 1792 is just the beginning of the conflict that will engulf France. Alright, hello everyone, it's been quite a while, but we're back, and I wanted to show you a cool new mod. So this is called Napoleonic War Redux. It's a little broken at the moment, but we're gonna just test it out, see what we got. So we got a 1789 scenario, which we just clicked on, and we've got France, we've got Prussia, and Russia, which have all got focus trees. So this is the map. It's looking pretty interesting, isn't it? Quite different to regular HE4. I'm not seeing a big Napoleonic mod, which I'm quite surprised about. And you know, there's also disaster scenarios. So we have 1812 and we got 1814. Alright, so we are in as France. We have 24 divisions. For some reason, the church owns this place. I don't know why, but they're here. So in this mod, you may come to the tech tree, and you see there is no tech tree. Yeah, 31,000 days. I guess we're gonna research that, guys, eh? Look, a bit of industry. It's just gonna take 30,000 days for that, 36,000 for that. It's just, you know, casual research time. I mean, it is 1789. And we don't even know what the light bulb is yet. Come to my inventory tab. We just got three things to make: trains, infantry guns, and artillery. For some reason, I have Schneider as an MIO. That's very German of us, I suppose. So here we go. I'm not even gonna explain. I already did it in the intro, didn't I? We got all the other. Yeah. Yes. There, it's not very good, is it? We got lots of negative debuffs. How long does it take to make a Civ? October 16th. I think that is a minus 85% build speed, which is not very good. Coming to our supply situation, you see there is no supply. So I'm gonna have to build some railway. Or, you know, I don't have to build a railway. I can also suffer, which we'll suffer, because I think this is how the mod was intended to be played. So this is how I'll play the mod. So if I come to my focus tree, we have our first focus: no more costly wars. So Louis the 14th and Louis 15th and Louis the 16th. There's a lot of Louises. In 9 years' war, France lost her natural ally, the Kingdom of England, the House of Stuart, the pesky Dutch King William of Orange, and his banking entourage. The Kingdom of France even lost Luxembourg, along with some small territories in Flanders. Oh well. What can we do about that, eh? Poor little Luxembourg with the 5 empty divisions. Alright, so I'm going to hit start. Now, this is going to be a pretty long playthrough. I expect to be here many hours, but I will record it over many days. So what you're seeing now is part of edit footage 1, I guess. So here we are. I mean, look at Germany. Germany is a mess, isn't it? Well, how many states we got here? They've all got leaders as well. I'm not going to click on each one of them. You guys can come to the mod and play yourself if you like. If you also want me to check out the 1814 start date, if you want me to check out the 1814 start date, make sure to subscribe. I don't really ask often, so subscribe to the channel, show your support, and I'll try to upload a lot more if I see you guys enjoying this. Okay, we've got the elections in the United States under George Washington. Yep, we're that far back, guys. The delusional ambition between 1689 and 1789. The ambition between 1689 and 1789 was quite obviously delusional. Although the Capitanes had gained Spanish throne, we lost mighty Luxembourg. Okay, so Louis the 15th, I think this is? 16th. Louis the 16th wants to expand into Belgium and the Netherlands, which he obviously didn't get to do in our timeline because of the French Revolution. I hope my voice isn't too loud. I did kind of change my settings. If it is, let me know. I can also change that for the next video. So we can try and lower the debt. A bit too late to lower the debt, I'd say, after spending all our money on the American Civil War and, you know, increasing the price of bread to some ridiculous prices. So yeah, my front is a little bit stupid. Like, there is many separate, what do you call them? Straits. We got many separate straits in France in this mod. Alright, so I've got all these riot things. I'm gonna just skip to the events, then flash them for like a second. They're not really too worthwhile to speak about. And they actually harm my industry. You see, we're removing a civ there. Why are we doing it? I don't know. I'm kind of a bit crazy. I kind of prefer just to sit here and talk to myself and record for now. I'd think about streaming once I built more of an audience and kind of do it more regularly. It's something you don't really do unless you already do it. And it's late, and well, I can't really stream because they're fucking always make noises and say, "Oh, Brad, you can't talk at 1 a.m." The 1788 winter famine is over. Alright. The women's march on Versailles. The price of bread's really unreasonable. The French Royal Army should back down. Yes. I mean, what does any of those options do? I'm not sure, but there we go. Yeah, there is a few wars going on at the moment with Denmark and Norway. The Ottomans are at war with the Austrians and the Russians. Oceania was at war with East Asia. Oceania has always been at war with East Asia. So the eruption of the French Revolution. The French Revolution gives us a decent attack, democracy, war support. It's kind of good. So there's something I didn't actually explain about this mod. You can train your divisions through the division tab. You can also remove countries if your PC is incredibly slow. I can eventually change my flag as well. I can't actually train any divisions manually yet. That will be locked off until later. We also cannot increase our conscription law, so once we're out of manpower, that is it. Unless we get bonuses on our focus tree or events or something. Yeah, it seems even in this timeline we have problems. Kingdom of France will be known as Kingdom of France. Alright. Oh my goodness, it's backwards. The flag is backwards. Why is the flag backwards? Yeah, we have some pretty interesting political advisors like this guy who gives us all negative debuffs. I don't know why anyone want to pick him, but we also got this guy. I'm sure everyone who knows who this guy is. Got the diplomat as well. By 1791, Philip ruled rose and influence. Revolution swept across France. Across Europe, monarchs united against a new republic, igniting the war of the First Coalition. Many series of wars to come. Okay, who are we at war with? Everyone to our east and this guy. So we just executed our king, and war's been declared on us by Britain and Spain. So we're gonna have to secure Spain, I think, first. Peace between France and Spain. That's because I took Barcelona for some reason. And there we go. They'll leave the First Coalition. We gain the Dominican Republic. That's 6 Austrians encircled. Very nice to see. International clique. We'll cooperate with Britain in enslaving. Okay. He knows. He knows. He knows. Who knows? I knows. Oh, what's that? Kingdom of France declared war on me. Huh? What? Oh. Okay, well now I just feel bad. Defeat of Vendée. Victory of the Vendée counter-revolutionists. Northwest is now going to be way more stable. Nice. forcing all counter-revolutionaries. So this is where all the beheading starts, guys. There we got him. Maximilian Robespierre.
Chop, 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 chop.
Trial and execution of Marie Antoinette. Austria's gonna hate us after. Napoleon is going over the French Alps. Those in charge of the Reign of Terror need to put it to justice. Okay. Alright, so now we're gonna send Robespierre to the guillotine. Oh, there we go. Jean-Marie Collot, the Hautboys. Very strange portrait. Alright, so the year 1795 all by, and we eventually managed to get peace with Prussia. No major fronts really opened, and I was just mainly just sitting, doing anything. Peace between France and Prussia. Alright, nice. Nice that useless war's over with. Can do some pretty interesting things. France has natural borders, so I can integrate places. I can also puppet Belgium. Puppet the Rhine states, which I'm going to do first, I think. Ow. Very loud. Then we can puppet Liège or puppet Belgium. I'm just going to puppet Belgium. Mass inflation and counterfeit ban. No, it's okay. We've got hyperinflation. That's not very good. Okay, so I think I'm going to start doing more of these. I think I like them. So 1796 rolled around, and turns out we had an internal revolution brewing. A counter-revolution, you could say. A counter-revolution to the revolution. Wait, what? No. No. I gotta redirect back to freaking France to deal with this. The berry counter-revolutionaries, okay? The berry counter-revolutionary, you could say. Sorry about that. Why did these guys ride it up? Did they actually think they had a chance? What was the point in this? I was gonna say they actually did kind of stop me from invading Italy faster. And oh boy, what a nightmare that was. So by being slowed down in Italy, it allowed the Austrians to redirect troops inside Italy when we actually launched our invasion. So I decided to sign a peace treaty with Naples because, well, I wanted a few less divisions on my border, I guess. And so began our invasion of Austria, which intended to be a very fast campaign. However, it didn't turn out as I wanted it to. And so that was that. With neither side able to advance, Austria had decided to sue for peace. Our manpower reserves? Oof. No. Zero. This peace treaty between Austria and France was known as the Treaty of Campo Formio. And so, the Treaty of Campo Formio marked the end of a series of wars between France and other major countries, leaving Great Britain as our only opponent. Integrate Belgium, let's go! Let's go and integrate Belgium. Belgium is integrated. What does that do? Okay. Am I gonna get jump scared or some shit? Oh, isn't that wonderful? Okay. Okay, so for some reason now we've just given Austria everything east of the river. I don't know why, but okay, whatever. Whatever. Let's just casually give up territory, I don't mind. I'll probably just take it later again anyway. There we go, Cyprus-Dane Republic under Napoleon, okay. Napoleon leads this place. Try forming an alliance with Spain. An alliance with Spain is very, very useful. Get garrison support, we also have lots of places around the world to go to. Vassalization of the Swiss. Alright, we're going to integrate them further. Turn them into a puppet. And so, I decided to send Napoleon to Egypt, where he would hold a campaign to try take Cairo. Egypt is as good as ours. The French army enters Alexandria. There we go, we're fully at war with the Ottomans now. Alright, coup of 18 Brumaire. Napoleon takes power. The director is quite downed the turmoil a bit, but not enough. Napoleon Bonaparte shall seize power from the French government. There we go, coup 18 in Brumaire. Napoleon's the best choice for all of France. Remove Council 500. Main characters now in charge. So other things which happened in 1798, we managed to eventually beat back the Ottomans in Egypt, crossing the river line to crossing to Sinai. We also had an event about an earthquake in France, which left half my industry broken. So my Ottoman campaign wasn't going so well. We couldn't actually beat them back, though in the west we made some advancements for ran out of supply, and in the east we eventually reached a wall of mountains in yeah, that debatable region in the Middle East. So I focused my eyes onto Italy, and I decided to use a decision to declare war on Tuscany, which is a bit of a mistake since I peaced out with them in 1795. And the Ottomans, not the Ottomans, the Austrians still have them, which would lead me to have to fight Austria for the third time. I will do this. So that becomes obsolete, my old focus, so we're going to get a new focus, I think. I mean, Austria's at, what, 99% capitulation? I don't know if I should actually capitulate them or not, if I'm going to get another event. I'm wanting the event. I think taking out Austria is probably the smartest move, so I will take out Austria right now. We can just do it in a second, really. Okay, there we go. We clean up the map. I think that is okay. So, the new dawn of a century began, the 1800s. Not much really happened for me in this year. It was mostly just evacuating Egypt, because I was using far too much manpower there, and invading Sicily. Oh, and Napoleon also got coronated. So, in 1801 I decided to invade Württemberg, which was a mistake, regrettably. I don't know why I did it. They had way too many divisions, but I thought they would do. Also, Prussia and Russia declared war on me. They couldn't actually reach me. I hate this war, man. Why is this village called this name? End of the invasion of Egypt and Syria. Thank goodness for that. Treaty of Amiens. Okay. I get a Treaty of Amiens with the UK. We have peace. Great. Hey, okay, our war justification is done.
Attention.
One easy invasion, eh? It's already over. And that, dear viewers, is what I would have to deal with for like the next 5 to 6 years as I unified every single German state. Now, for obvious reasons, I'm going to cut it out because A, it's boring, and B, it takes up a lot of years. Okay, we can declare war on Hamburg, so I can officially go into Denmark now. An alliance with Bavaria, I think. They've accepted the alliance, nice. So, by around October 1806, I pushed into Prussia, and I managed to almost capitulate them. I was keeping them alive in case there was an event, but no event came up, so I split Prussia in two, then pushed into Königsberg, capitulated them, and puppet them. I'll just finish Prussia off, I think. There we go. So while I was very busy with Saxony, the British decided to launch their naval invasion. Now, I don't know where they got the ships from, because they didn't have a single ship from 1792, but suddenly they decided to have ships, and then naval invade me. In fact, they kept naval invading me so bad
I'm getting invaded by Britain.
that most of their army by 1810 was basically gone. I need the Italians. Only the Italians could defend me. So while I was busy trying to usurp the Spanish throne, Tyrol decided to rise up. I don't know why. Tyrol specifically rose up.
Okay.
Because I'm sure there was a lot more places which rose up during the Napoleonic Wars. But Tyrol rose up. They had a few divisions. I walked in. It was over. For some reason, I couldn't annex every part of it, but who cares? For some reason, the Spanish was very happy with Napoleon. Joseph Bonaparte sat on the Spanish throne. Now, in our timeline, they'd rebelled. The Spanish was very angry, but in this mod, they didn't. I think the mod doesn't really, isn't really updated for later start dates. Well, this isn't even a later start date, it's 1792, but I don't think it's updated for later in the war. So I think that part of this mod needs reworking, because Spain just never rises up, unless I'm doing something really wrong. Okay, I will do the other things, like annex the Papal States. There we go, we took Catalonia. You give us some more manpower, I guess, I don't know, eventually. Alright, so the end of the 5th coalition, not too long ago. Now we're going to move on to the 6th coalition soon. Napoleon is getting divorced. Would you look at that? It has no effect on the situation. Nothing really happened from 1806 to 1811. It was pretty bland. I was just annexing things, taking over German states, and preparing the supply for the eventual invasion of Russia. But so this part may seem boring, but we get into the good part in a bit. Okay, now we're going to introduce a maximum price for grain, I guess. Fate of Danzig. Establish free city of Danzig, okay. So, it wasn't that I was unprepared for war, but this happened. Oh crap, what? Prussia declared war on them. Okay, here we go then, I guess. I suppose we're going in a bit early then. I have joined their call to arms, so we're officially at war with Russia. I will call... I'm not going to call my allies in. Not yet, anyway. Russia signed white peace. What? They're leaving the continental system. Huh? You can't do that. You can't do that. That's illegal. I will not let you. You're gonna actually betray me. Holy crap, Russia. What's... Okay. Oh, I'm just getting flooded by... They're gonna actually take Paris. No. I should have left the division in Paris. Holy crap. Ah, we're holding Paris. What is this British invasion? Like, why? What is happening? Wow, they've actually pushed me back a little. Since I was focused on the UK invasion in France, the Russians managed to actually push me back in, obviously in Russia. And the worst possible thing happened next. Wait, what? No, Austria's in the... Austria's in the war now. Are you kidding me? What the freak? What do I even do? I'm gonna have to retreat, aren't I? I mean, that's the smartest thing to do. Retreat back to somewhere I can hold, so... Just need to get out of there. Think about holding memo line. Tilsit or something. So, you know how I sent 48 divisions earlier to Austria? And Austria has that one silly puppet, which technically will stay in my faction after they
Austria's
leave.
left?
So,
No.
I had 500,000 men trapped inside that puppet state, and there was nothing I could do about it.
Actually, I didn't want you in here anyway, so it's fine. The feeling's mutual, Austria. The feeling's very much neutral. Can I at least get out? Can't even get out. I'm technically still stuck with all these divisions in here because this guy is in my faction and Austria's left my faction, so all these guys in here are probably gonna die, which is really bad. 60 divisions trapped in here. That's really huge. Wait, that's connected to that? Okay. I'll have to extend the line there. Yeah, and they've just joined the freaking coalition as well. Like, what am I supposed to do against this? What am I supposed to do against this? This is just... Should I just retreat from here and then just all fall back to Leipzig or something? Because that seems the smartest thing, because we're just going to get Russians flooding in a second. They're still not joining. Why are they not joining? Join the war against Austria. I don't think this is a good sign.
And boy, was I right. Wait until you see what happens next. I guess you guys can't predict it.
I wanted to get these guys out, though, so I will make these guys retreat. Just get out. Need these guys to retreat west and try to escape the pocket. But I'll send these guys also east to try to liberate them. Now I have to try to retreat my troops without them getting encircled. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, just get out. Get out, please. Stop mauling my troops. Push is also...
Yeah, so now I have to fight the Russians, the Prussians, the Austrians, and the British.
We're fighting our freaking brother in this place, and our brother's also simultaneously ruling Spain. I don't know what's happening. Oh no. They're all in here still. So much manpower just trapped. They're broken through. Okay. I should probably retreat further. Where should I go to though?
Yes, so the Battle of Leipzig ended in the failure for the French. The Russian horde was advancing from the east, and the Austrians were advancing in Italy. What could I do to turn the situation around?
As long as I don't lose the land bridge, it should be fine. I will be able to hold out forever as long as I keep hold of the strait. Because there's a river penalty. Aha, hee hee. French Provisional Government of 1815. Napoleon II should be emperor. Okay, so we're resigning. Now we got Napoleon II. I would not like to inherit this empire.
So now, our backs are against the wall. The Russians have advanced over the Mainz River line, and secured the Luxembourg bridgehead, and are pushing towards Paris. What can Napoleon II do to stop such a push? Well, we had one last desperate gambit, and it was to try to encircle the Russians around the bridgehead. Okay, yes, we got the encirclement. So we got the encirclement. We managed to cut off most of the Russian army within Sedan region, and they're left with this massive bulkhead towards my front, which I can't really deal with. We're gonna have to see what happens with that. Though, on a high note, we're leaving 1816 quite positively. However, the front is quite stagnant now. Looks like a 45, 44-ish. Crap, we're nearly at manpower, aren't we? Means we won't be able to replace our losses, but we've got 1.4 million men. So, 1818 and 1819 was more of the same. We were getting slowly attacked by the Russians, our manpower was getting drained, we didn't make any major offensives, but I decided that maybe it would be best if we could somehow link back to the river line. So, I got Napoleon, and I got 24 divisions, fully equipped, the best, finest men we had. I lined up in Saarbrücken and began the offensive.
180k men left. By 1823, the Grand Army was gone. What remained? A mere 180,000 men, dug in from Nantes through the centre, Paris, and Amiens. The empire had shrunk, a tiny piece of land, held together by Napoleon. Napoleon II commanded what was left. It was no longer a conqueror, but an inheritor of a broken empire, of ashes. Every division was a patchwork, yet the line held. One last winter, the tricolour still flew above Loire, the thunder of Russian guns, and the coalition never ceased. The emperor refused to evacuate. As long as Paris holds, France still breathes, he said, and I shall not leave Versailles. And so, the coalition forces focused where we were weakest. Centre. No men, no tactic, no hidden trick we could pull. There wasn't even hope for Napoleon II to follow his ancestor, to catch the enemy by surprise and annihilate them. No, there was none of that. There was no coming back from this. And so, even when the Russian artillery began pounding Versailles, Napoleon II refused to see the writing on the wall. He would not abandon the city. Paris was already encircled, severed from the western ports. By the time Versailles fell, so did the dream of a second Napoleonic age.